Alright, what's going on? Would I Lie To Funny Moments. You've seen the title, reacting to funny moments from the TV show Would I Lie To. One of my favourite TV shows, comedy-wise, out there. Two hilarious comedians in David Mitchell and Lee Mack. Lee Mack, his wit is so quick, it's ridiculous. Then David Mitchell, just him as a person, just the old reserved kind of posh and repressed, they call him a lot in this. But yeah, get straight into it, reacting to Would I Lie To funny moments. There's a video shot watermark at the top of this video, it isn't mine, but yeah, let's get into it.
These are my favourite boxer shorts. Despite the fact they've seen better days, we have such a strong bond, I still wear them.
Alright.
Okay, now let's at this position. Let's see.
Oh,
hello.
I beg he doesn't wear them still. He doesn't wear them still, surely.
What's that?
What is that? Ah, I thought it was a skid mark.
Do you still wear those, Josh, as pants, or are they...
Yeah, I don't wear them as a hat.
Josh, how many pants do you have? How many pairs, like roughly?
Fair.
10 to 12.
So these get used, what, once a fortnight?
You've done the maths.
So 2 days where you don't
They
wear
shouldn't get
pants.
church.
Is tonight one of those days?
I don't know if you wear boxers. I think you might be a...
Briefs guy.
Briefs, is that what they're called?
that is-
Hammer.
that is-
You're young, you're quite trendy, the hair's forwards, which to me says you're quite trendy.
I was going to criticise that one. My hair is forward as well, so. What was that?
Matt, don't listen to him, man.
Is his hair trendy? I don't know.
I would want to dust with those. I wouldn't want to see them on you.
Can I ask you something? How long have you had them for?
I would have probably got them when I was about 18, so that's 12 years.
Explain the bond you have with these pants. Why?
Yeah.
It's not-
Is
it's
his
not
hair
really
trendy?
noticeable.
Not
They haven't
him.
any specific
Is his hair
memory, but I
trendy?
just don't like wasting
I suppose
them.
mine is forward as well, but.
They're still perfectly usable.
No, they're not. The frightening thing is...
His is like
they're not
2012
Josh's pants.
Yeah.
trendy,
Whose
maybe.
pants
But
are
yeah.
Well, Josh,
Yeah,
would you
if they're not his, whose are they?
perhaps just slipping into them so we could get an idea.
He's
of
just got
the-
some if he's lying, he could just have some random guy's pants here.
This is what winning chance at me had.
Josh, maybe around here somewhere would be nice.
Here?
That's
Right.
going to be a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll take my shoes off.
You see, look, he doesn't seem okay
I don't
with
think
the
the
mapping of them.
It's not like you get familiar with pants and it becomes a second nature.
He's not at ease with those.
This
Kinda
is genuinely
does.
one of the lowest moments of my life, by the way. Just so you know.
I had a penny for every time someone said that on this show.
So, oh my God.
I suppose all you can do now is pray that it's edited sympathetically. Which, in all honesty, is unlikely.
Josh, my love, that waistband is a good 2 inches too
Well,
big for you.
if you feel
Isn't
the
it?
elastic, Mel.
Come on.
Mel, you
Yeah,
don't
that's-
have to touch anything you don't want to.
If you feel the elastic, then it's kind of gone a bit.
Right, I'm going to do something slightly sinister.
I've been dreaming of this since
It's-
late lunch. I'm not gonna lie
Look, come closer, look, come closer. Yeah, there's a whole finger. That's a whole...
That's not a finger.
That
All right, just take your shoes and please go back to your seat.
That ain't a
I feel
finger.
like I've been thrown out of a pub. Take your shoes and go.
David, it's time to gather your thoughts and ask
What do you
yourself
think,
whether or
David?
not Josh is telling the truth.
I think, Mel,
Yes, my love.
you're strongly of the opinion that those are not Josh's pants.
He did not seem at ease when he was touching.
Intimidated by the pants.
He was in...
Bruh, who was underwear for 12 years,
There's
Isla?
a stylistic clash between Josh and those pants.
I'm not buying it. There's no anecdote.
Like,
there's no,
even if
"Oh, I kept these
they're
when
clean
I
as hell.
up with me."
Who's the same
If you've got a pair of
size
pants that long, you've
12
got
years
to
ago or
some
12 years
good
later?
times.
Yeah.
You're gonna get bigger or
Looks
smaller,
like some
like.
bad times.
So, what are you thinking then?
Well, I think we
Yeah,
think
hang
it's a
on.
lie.
All of you, all agreed. Okay, Josh.
I actually don't know this
The
one.
pants.
Can I just say, either way, I am going to give them to Mel so she can dust with them from now on.
Thank you.
Well, that's lovely. That's heartwarming.
Thanks, Josh.
Is it the truth?
What is it?
Or were you
I'm gonna go
telling
lie
a
as well.
I am ashamed to say
Nah.
it's the truth.
Nah! Nah! That's rotten. That is stankin'.
Police once
Bob
ordered
Mortimer.
me to leave town, unspecified, because I was frightening the locals.
David's team, what do you think?
Could you give us some context, Bob?
I'll give you the name of the town. It was Castle Douglas.
Where is that?
It's southwest Scotland.
Bob
why
Mortimer
were
is
you
a
in
goat
Castle
on the show.
Douglas?
The stuff he comes out with is outrageous.
No, it was a long time ago. I was only
Or it's just hilarious, isn't it? Like,
17, 18, that kind of age. And
A numerical age, that kind. Rather than iron or bronze.
that's his humour down to a T.
I was with two friends trying to get as close to the Gulf Stream as I possibly could.
Yeah.
What do you mean you wanted to
Gulf
get
Stream.
close to the Gulf Stream?
It seemed such an appealing, far-off, miraculous thing, this hot stream of water so near us, that it was hard to believe.
You can't get to it.
Textbooks.
But it's not like a spa. It's a
Yeah.
massive flow within the ocean.
Yeah, but
You can't see it.
if you're at the Logan Botanical Gardens,
There's a lovely view of the Gulf Stream.
no, but you can see the effects of the Gulf Stream. You know, it's like a tropical gardens, and so in that way you sense the influence of the Gulf Stream. Well, no, it's extraordinary.
I know all teenagers are absolutely mad on the Gulf Stream. Can't get enough of it, and it's
And flowers.
But
that was one reason amongst many.
But the police of Castle Douglas don't mind the teenagers who'll flock there to admire the effect of the Gulf Stream. So what was it that you did that put their noses out of joint?
We scared the locals, apparently, because we were wearing very grotesque masks.
Why were you wearing masks? If you're going to a gardens, why would you wear a mask?
Ah, well, here's the thing. That's a perfect question.
Just before you answer it, have a minute.
We were travelling in a Morris Minor, and we were sleeping in the car. There was three of us. There's me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Harry.
Steve, by the way. He was... Steve, by the way.
Oh, true.
Steve, by the way, as in...
See, with Bob, you actually don't know if they're true or not.
Anyway,
I can't remember if this is true or not, to be honest.
You're wearing these masks.
grotesque...
Why are we wearing these masks?
We're wearing these masks because we didn't have anywhere to sleep and we were sleeping in the car.
Right.
They'd been given us by Harry Harriman's mum, yeah, to keep us warm at night because of the heat.
What, latex, grotesque latex masks?
Yes. They were just old men's masks, but they were to keep us warm. Harry Harriman's mum she sold these stuff from home, and she sold another thing which was called a jobble top, yeah, which was a bobble hat that made it into a jumper, and the big bobble was at the back, and it buttoned down the front, and that was.
I'm telling you now, right? If this is a lie, and they don't lie, I will say to you, why did you make it more difficult for yourself? Launching the joggle top, or whatever it was called.
Because I'm imagining sleeping arrangements and think, yes, we had the latex masks on and these giant, like,
this guy, man.
Tops.
Right,
Okay. So, if you're wearing a sleeping mask and you're scaring the locals, like, normally the locals will be in bed when you're going to sleep, and it's dark, and you're in your car and you got a scary mask on, you know.
No, we were just... on our daytime drive from Dundee to Castle Douglas,
with masks.
As we went past
Keep
people,
your faces warm.
we were staring at them with our scary masks.
Why did you not remove... Because I would say, from my experience of sleeping all night in a classic car in a latex mask and a jobble top, you get quite clammy. And so in many ways, it's quite a relief to take the latex mask off for the next day's drive.
Yes, and
not to mention how it helps being able to see where you're going.
No, of course, we take the mask off in the morning, but then round about midday, you wanted to put it back on.
At what point did the police get involved?
Why?
We parked up in Castle Douglas, right next to a shop, because we wanted to get one of their famous Scotch pies. As we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant, by the way.
Sergeant, by the way.
Well, yeah, I told you, quick wit, man, quick wit.
Maybe it was.
I'm a sergeant, by the way. I think Daddy.
So the sergeant
By the way.
By the way, he took me to the police station. And
so he arrested you?
Yes, taken, put in a room, and then the sergeant and a plainclothes detective came in.
Plainclothes detective?
Oh, yeah.
What has she done?
CID have now got involved.
And then they said, you're going to have to wait here. We've sent for a specialist from Edinburgh.
and then, as we sat in, he came in and said, right, what's with the funny faces? They said, what's with the funny faces?
So what did you say?
Well, we explained what had happened, that we had these funny faces, that we slept in them, and that
This has gone on for ages.
So presumably then they released you?
Sergeant, by the way, followed us till we were out of the city limits. So that's my story.
Why did they get kicked out for it, though?
What do you think?
I know what I think.
What do you think?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
That's not what I think. Cian, what do you think?
I'm going to go untrue.
OK, Cian's going untrue. Adil's going true. David?
My initial
Whether it's true
lie. Let's say it's a lie.
or
It's a
untrue.
lie.
Yeah.
The detail he's put into it anyway.
Yes.
Was that story true? Was it a lie?
It was.
It's true. He's dying to say it. Yeah. Well done.
Night in a bush in Basingstoke.
David's team.
Right.
That's a true.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
Why were you spending the night in a bush in Basingstoke?
I missed my train.
Where do you live?
Well, at the time, I lived in Kettering in Northamptonshire,
Right.
Rose of the Shires.
Why didn't you go to a luxury hotel?
Well, David, at the time, I had no money in my wallet at all, and my phone was dead. I had no way of contacting anyone.
That certainly adds up.
Why a bush? Why not a bench or, like, somewhere warmer than a bush?
Well,
Is a bench warmer than a bush?
I would say a bush is
I would
warmer
have
than
thought
a
a
bench.
bench is definitely colder than a bush. It's more exposed.
there's an old saying, you're warmer in a bush than on a bench.
That old chestnut.
So where was the bush? Paint the picture of the local
It was right
area.
in front of the train station. And there was like a little, like, pick-up point for taxis and stuff. And then it went down a little bit to the road. And then right in front of the road, just a load of bushes.
So you didn't look for a long time for a particularly comfy spot?
I'll level with you, David. The amount of time it took me to decide to sleep in the bush was embarrassingly short.
Was it? Now, that does surprise me. It was a quick decision. You've missed your train, and you go, right, that's it. And you immediately, like, 14 seconds later, you're snoring.
Well, I actually didn't get to sleep. It was scary. I was freezing, actually. Even though the bush... It was a nice, roomy bush.
Can you remember the shape of the leaves?
What?
It was like small little Basingstoke leaves.
Individual leaves?
Yeah.
Variegated?
OK.
What the
You have to explain what that word means.
It means there's a sort of white bit on the outside, I think.
I wasn't paying attention to the leaves. I had bigger problems at the time. I wasn't sitting in the bush going, one day, I may have to justify this entire experience on what I like it. I better memorise the leaves and whether they're gentrified or whatever you said.
Gentrified.
So, James, you've settled down in the bush
Yes.
and you're lying there, but it's cold.
Oh, I'm sitting there.
Sitting in the bush?
Sitting there, cross-legged and cold. I had a T-shirt on.
How are you going to go to sleep sitting?
I was scared. So I hadn't really... it was Friday night in Basingstoke. There were hoodlums around.
All you had on was a T-shirt.
And jeans.
And jeans, of course.
Yes.
I still feel like the bench is warmer.
Nah.
So, did anybody hear you in the bush and come and
At
investigate?
one point they did. At one point some hoodlums stopped outside the bush. They said, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't beaten someone up in a while. That's how they speak, David. Bullies speak like that to each other. And I was in the bush, and at the time I was wearing a red dress.
What did you say? What?
I was wearing a dress by now.
Why you said you were in
What?
a T-shirt?
What?
Originally I was in a T-shirt, and then I had to put a dress on.
Where'd you get the dress out
Did you
of?
put a dress on?
It was cold.
Where did you get a dress
I had it in a bag.
Why?
What?
I was making a short film, and I had to buy the wardrobe for the cast.
You're in the bush.
The hoodlums had moved
He didn't
on.
have to say
I
that.
tricked them. I put the bag over my head.
That just made it a lot harder to lie about it.
Yeah, put yourself in my shoes. They're saying they want to beat someone up. If they look down and see me wearing a dress, it'll be like Christmas. So I put the bag over my head, and now if they look down, they'll think someone's left a bag and a dismembered body in a bush.
What?
People at home, don't put bags on your heads.
No. Let's go back to the temperature of
Or
this
dismembered bodies in bags.
You said you went into the dress for warmth, but surely the jeans and the t-shirt were warmer than the dress. There's a lot of ventilation.
I think he said he put the dress
I
on.
don't think he took the jeans.
Yeah.
He didn't-
Double.
Yeah,
No, but he didn't slip out of the jeans. Fold them up nicely. At the
Yeah.
and get the
You know what? This dress will be a lot warmer.
He wasn't doing that.
By the end of the night, he's wearing the jeans, the t-shirt, the dress, and the bag.
How do you think he took the t-shirt and jeans off?
This
Like?
didn't happen to Melvin, because if so, he'd have been on a bench wearing a dress and nothing else.
Let's go for a guess. Is he telling the truth? Melvin, what do you think?
I think, looking at James, I can believe that he could put on a dress with a bag over his jeans and t-shirt, but a man that picks a bush over a bench, I can't trust. So on that basis, it's a lie.
Oh.
Faye.
I'm not sure about the bush and the bush and the bench.
Every element, really.
I'm going to go true.
True. Yeah. You're saying true. Right. James, was it true or was it a lie?
I hope it's a lie.
True.
Jeez. That's a rough night.
The D in my name stands for delicious.
Delicious.
Obviously, why?
Well, it was the late 60s when I was born, 1969. There are a lot of black men my age around that time being given names like Reginald and Winston and Delicious because...
He just threw that in there.
Because at that time in America, affirmative action had just started. So black women saw an opportunity for their children to get more jobs. So what they did was, we'll give him a name that will enable him to be, you know, recognizable yet dignified to potential employers. And,
Delicious is dignified.
well,
Delicious
I mean,
is the
you
way
have
to go about it.
understand how it's a little different in the black community than it is in your white world. And so, like the name Delicious commands great respect in the ghetto.
No, don't. Delicious. Nah. You having me on, mate.
You probably don't listen to much rap music, do you, Fern? Then there's MC Delicious, Big Papa Delicious.
Nah.
Golden.
I didn't get that.
Where did Reginald come from?
Reginald is a German name. It means mighty or wise power. And
Does it?
delicious means very tasty.
Yeah, fair. Fair enough. Go on, go on.
What was your father's name?
My father's name is Homer.
Homer.
What was his middle bit?
He didn't have a middle name.
No.
He grew up in the 30s and 40s, and it was very tough times for black people, and he couldn't afford a middle name.
I don't want to be like, what?
I do.
Do you have to
indeed.
pay for middle names?
Well, there's Brenda, there's Kathy, there's Oliver, there's Scrumptious.
I don't think people would have thought that calling you delicious would help you get jobs, except as a food. Well, I think, should we say it's a lie?
As a food.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Actually,
it's a lie.
I don't know.
Okay, Reg, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
That seems right. It seems right. That seems right.
So what
No,
does
right.
the
Well,
D
just
stand for in your
seemed like
name?
a lie.
What does the D stand for in my name? None of your business.
I
Fair.
once had to go all the way to Bradford just to make a phone call to prove I was in Bradford.
Please, team.
Okay.
Why would you have to do that? Why?
Yes.
First of all, where were you living at the time?
I was living in Birmingham.
For what
Bradford.
reason did you have to go to Bradford?
To
Birmingham?
make a phone call.
Okay. Who were you phoning?
My dad, actually. Was calling,
And your dad lived in?
Birmingham.
Were you living at the family home at the time?
I was, yeah.
You leave your family home to go to
Doesn't
Bradford.
seem sure.
Yes.
Phone your
He
father
could just be playing the game, though.
Yes.
To prove you're in Bradford.
That's it. Absolutely.
What was your reason for being in Bradford?
But to make the phone call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rob, can I just say, we already know why he was there. He was there, we all know, there's no doubt about why he was there. He was there to prove he was in Bradford, to phone his dad. We know that. There's just one tiny, it's only tiny, tiny thing, if you could just, you just get that for me.
Yeah.
And that tiny thing is, what are you talking about? Just that. Once I've got that, the rest of it is all in place. It's just one little thing. That I want to
All right, I'm working that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you need to prove to your father that you were in Bradford?
Sorry, don't, Rob.
There we go.
Don't make it out that I was going, oh, hey, melons!
I'm just one of life's natural communicators. I'm able to convey it.
Unless Adol's going to say to me, if only you could say it in a soft Welsh accent, I'd understand. None of that made sense, you interpreted for
Could
me.
you put it in a Welsh accent and then we could try?
Here we go.
That's it.
Jeez.
So the
That caught me
question-
out.
yes.
That caught me out. To be
Why?
fair.
Why were you in Bradford?
Why?
No, no,
Sorry, no one
told you. Bradford. I know what he's going to say.
You're trying to trick me here.
Where were you specifically? Don't say Bradford. Whereabouts in Bradford were you?
When I called him,
Yes.
I was at the coach station.
Why did he need to know you were at Bradford coach station?
Because that's where I told him I was going.
Why? Where are you going?
I told him I was going to a university open day.
At Bradford?
At Bradford,
Right. Now, am I right in saying that you weren't really
Makes
going
sense
to
now.
the university open day? You were lying to your father.
Yeah.
So you were going to Bradford to
Were you going
pretend
to
you're there.
Bradford at all?
I wasn't intending to go to Bradford.
Oh, there we go.
Birmingham.
But you were already in
You were in
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
I know.
But you had to go to Bradford because you see the number come up on the phone.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
What was happening?
He could be
in
playing them very
Birmingham
well
to
here, but
stop you wanting to go to Bradford.
I wanted to go to a gig in Birmingham.
Music gig?
Yes, that's right. It was an Asian club night. My dad thought I was at an open university day in Bradford. But I was in Birmingham to go out to this club night and I just happened to bump into my dad. And he says, I thought you were supposed to be in Bradford. And I said, I'm on my way. So he goes, get to Bradford.
And when you get there, phone me.
Yeah, make sure you call me.
And you know as you're going, the only reason is because you know the number is going to be recognised, as opposed to phoning from Birmingham and pretending you're in Bradford.
Yeah, because I was worried that he might try and call me back. So, you know, you get to a phone book.
Oh, I
and
see.
Then, and then he goes, let me call you back, son.
What did you do?
I couldn't get back because I've got a late coach.
Why don't you just go to the Open University, whatever it was?
Well, I want to go to the Open University. I want to go to the club night.
But you're not going to the club night, that's it. You can't go to the club night.
There's no university thing. I made that bit up.
Oh, it wasn't even...
You made that up?
Oh, you made it up.
So,
all right.
It's the evening.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Well, basically, so I realised that, you know, what do you do if you're on your own in Bradford? You go and find a fellow Asian, you know. So I went into this pizza place near the station.
New to me.
I just sort of put on the role of a vulnerable Pakistani student and just said, you know, I need help and I want pizza.
And he gave you a pizza for nothing?
Not only did he give me a pizza, stroke of luck, he let me stay in a room that night.
Why didn't you just go back to Birmingham?
Because I couldn't get a coach.
It was late.
It was late.
If it was too late, it would be after 10 o'clock or something. So you went to the open day.
There's no open day.
There wasn't.
There is no open day.
Bob.
He told his father.
Bob can't keep up.
He told his dad there's an open day. The open day doesn't exist. It's only there as a lie, so he can pretend he's going to it and spending the night. He wants to go to the Asian club night now. His dad catches him in the street and goes, "Get yourself off to Bradford, you'll be late." He goes, "Oh yeah, forgotten all about that." He gets on the bus, he goes up to Bradford. He's now going to ring the dad because he knows that he'll phone him back. And then he's now in Bradford. He can't get the bus back. It's far too late. There's no open weekend. But luckily, he's starving, and as we all know, there's one thing that the Asian community like. It's a pizza.
That's a pizza. So he's right there, I think.
Oh, all right, so Lee, you seem to know it better than him.
Yes.
I think it's true because he threw up a lot of smokescreen tissue. Smokescreen.
So he's covering up.
True, yeah, that's what I thought as well.
He told us nothing, which is, I think, quite true.
What do you think, Bob?
I think it's true.
Yeah.
It's not a big story, but he had to make a meal out of it, basically.
Was that true, or was that a lie?
Sorry, Dad, it was a true.
Haha! I had a feeling it might be. Okay. But yes, that was the end of that. Would I Lie to You? There's a part 1 and 2 there, because they were quite short, but yeah. they were quite gas. That last one was good. Told you, Lee Mack, quick wit. David, didn't get to see a lot of David Mitchell's humour there, but I'm going to do more of these because I love the TV show. But yeah, if you laughed at that, hit the like button. Comment which one you found funniest below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.